Hello, my name is Vidyamala Burch, and I've been practicing and teaching mindfulness for more than 25 years. My main area of interest and expertise is applying mindfulness to health conditions, based on my experience of living with chronic pain following spinal injuries as a young woman. I now teach internationally, drawing on this experience of both mindfulness and living with pain and disability. I do this through Breathworks, the UK-based company I founded along with colleagues 10 years ago. This Mindfulness for Health programme is one of a series of internet-based mindfulness courses that the team at Breathworks is developing in collaboration with Dr. Ola Schenstrom and his colleagues at the Mindfulness Centre in Sweden. Ola was a general practitioner for more than 35 years before deciding to become a full-time mindfulness trainer, so he brings a wealth of medical experience to the development of these programmes. We're very excited about the potential of the internet to reach out to many people who may not otherwise be able to access a mindfulness course. Perhaps you're housebound or in hospital, or maybe there isn't a course being run locally where you live. Now you'll still be able to follow a structured course on mindfulness on your computer or smartphone over the next 8 to 12 weeks and learn some invaluable tools for life. I know I'd have loved to have access to something like this 25 years ago when I was a young woman struggling to come to terms with pain and disability and finding it very lonely and isolating. This desire to reach out to people who are suffering in one way or another is one of the great motivations behind developing this Mindfulness for Health course for people living with chronic health conditions of any kind or stress. So how does the programme work? All you've got to do is take a break for about 10 minutes twice a day to carry out your mindfulness training. You'll be led through a series of simple guided exercises or meditations while sitting at your computer or using the audio function on your smartphone. You don't need any special equipment or prior knowledge, simply a willingness to give it a go and to learn from your experience as you go along. You'll also have a series of mindfulness and daily life exercises to engage with each day. These are very simple and will help you learn to manage your energy and stamina with more balance and ease. They'll also help you feel more awake and present within the hurly-burly of everyday life. They'll help you feel more in charge of your life rather than a victim of circumstances, and also bring more colour and joy to your experience. For more details on the specifics of the programme, please see the separate introductory video. Before going any further, let's try and get a sense of what I mean when I use the word mindfulness. Perhaps it's a new word to you. It's difficult to describe in 1 or 2 sentences, but put simply, it's being awake to your life as it happens, with a quality of emotional engagement, brightness, and warmth. Of course, many of us spend much of the time lost and dwelling upon regrets about the past or anxieties about the future. And this means we miss out on actually appreciating the life that is right here, right now. It's as if we're only half alive, going through the motions of daily life as if on autopilot. Maybe you recognise what it's like to, in a sense, ricochet through the day, bouncing reactively off situations, a bit like a ball in a pinball machine or a billiard ball. Mindfulness is the opposite of that. It's a state where we can learn to move calmly through our lives with awareness and choice. And completing this course will help you build these qualities within you. For those of us living with health conditions, we may also be caught up in a battle with our circumstances, which is of course exhausting. Or we may just be drifting along with a vague sense of despair, feeling overwhelmed by things. All this is perfectly understandable, but we can overcome these tendencies using mindfulness. We can become aware of what we're experiencing in our bodies and what we're thinking and feeling as they happen, which means we can then choose how we respond, rather than going along in the well-worn grooves of habit. Put simply, we can learn to respond rather than react, and this captures something of the flavour of mindfulness. In this course, the main foundation for mindfulness training is becoming aware of the breath as it's felt in the body again and again and again. There are a few reasons for this. Firstly, most of us automatically inhibit the breath if we're experiencing discomfort, which just adds more tension. So learning to breathe more optimally will have immediate benefits. The breath is also ever only experienced in the present moment. Past and future breaths are ideas rather than experiences. So a very simple way to come into the present is to rest awareness on the actual experience of the breath as it's felt in the body. Breath awareness also helps cultivate body awareness, which is another key element of mindfulness training. This means you can learn how to live with your body, even if it's hurting, rather than in spite of it. This shift in emphasis from being embattled to more accepting often has a profound effect on people's overall quality of life. When we talk about mindfulness, a mistake that's commonly made is thinking it only applies to the mind in the sense of the thinking brain in your head. But the word mindfulness actually comes from Eastern traditions and includes the emotions, the heart. It would be just as accurate to call a quality we cultivate on this course heartfulness, or the development of kindliness. Perhaps one way to get a feeling for this is to remember a time when you felt very engaged with something, when you felt wholehearted and integrated. Maybe it was playing with your child or pet. Maybe it was doing something creative, such as painting, craft, or cooking. Maybe it was simply looking at a beautiful sunset or listening to music and really appreciating it. What's the feeling you get when you recall that time? You'll probably find it's characterized by a sense of awareness and presence, wakefulness, if you like, and also emotional engagement and warmth, which we could call heartfulness. The word mindfulness encapsulates all these qualities. Training in mindfulness means we can learn to live more consistently with this ability to be more awake, warm-hearted, and aware, responding creatively to our circumstances again and again and again, no matter what difficulties we may find ourselves in. Over recent years, there's been a lot of research into the benefits of mindfulness for health conditions, producing evidence that it helps in a wide variety of ways. Amongst other things, it boosts the immune system and cultivates the ability to self-manage one's own health, rather than being dependent on outside help from professionals. Of course, you may need medication or other medical treatments for your condition, and mindfulness is not a substitute for this, but it will help you feel more in charge of your health, increasing your confidence and initiative. Brain scans have also shown how mindfulness can change the way the brain functions, calming stress systems and strengthening the resilience systems. Scans also show that mindfulness reduces the fear and experience of pain. It also increases the ability both to focus and concentrate on the one hand, whilst being able to be aware of a breadth of things in each moment on the other. So now you're ready to go on and look at the next video showing you the practicalities of how to navigate the course on screen. I wish you all the best with your training, and remember that we can offer you support as you do the course, either by email or telephone. So just write to us if you've got any questions at all on info@breathworks.co.uk.